The content and opinions shared on Talking Random Bitch are intended for entertainment and informational purposes. They reflect the personal views of the host and guests and do not constitute professional advice or represent any affiliated organization.
We're talking randomly. Talking random. We're talking randomly. Talking random.
Welcome back to Barbershop Talking Random-ish. I am your master barber, Enrique Entario.
Oh my, wait a minute.
Yes,
You added a whole nother one now.
I got some R's in my middle name.
He wrote it long too.
Practicing with that one.
I got some
I thought I was at FIFA. No, I thought I was at a FIFA match for a minute.
I got some R's in my middle name
Enrique
too.
Antario. Enrique Antario.
I got some R's in my middle name too.
That's you. You've been practicing on that. Broke that one out. You've been waiting on that one. Okay. You waiting on that one though.
I got some R's in my,
I got some R's too. It don't work that way though. Can't roll that Larry like that. I'm just saying. I hate. I'm just bringing it up. I'm just making a comparison. That's all I would do. I was just Ontario threw me off. That was new. That was new. I was waiting on the Enrique boy, but the Ontario just threw me all off. Okay. You got something different. You already know that. Roll it all through today. Enrique Ontario King. The South End is King.
That's something different.
Hey, I'm with you. We'll put that on the poster next. All them are. Enrique Ontario King.
Hey, man. Can a dead man
Oh man.
have sex?
Ooh, how much?
How much sex can a dead
How
man
much sex
have?
can a dead man have?
Hey, man. Mr. Dunn left out of here, boy. He think, boy.
Threw a fireball on that one.
And it was so good. Larry threw out one that he gave him 30 years ago.
It might have been
35.
It probably 40 years ago. I probably 12. I was probably 12 when he told me that.
And Mr. Don done throw out them then. So
Man,
Mr.
he been throwing them for plenty of years.
Thank you.
Plenty of years.
Thank
That's
you.
called real talk, man.
That's real
those
talk,
are
man.
the teachers and the mentors that I gravitate towards as a kid. I just shot it straight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I grew. That's why I'm the way I am, and that's why I can't when I'm around, especially men who don't understand what straight talk is. Straight like that. That's what I grew up with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Men around me, straight like that. We ain't even gonna sugarcoat it.
No.
We're gonna say exactly what it is, how it's supposed to be said, and
when the men like that got the young boys, there wasn't time for them to sugarcoat the message either.
Yeah.
They gave them to them straight.
Yeah.
So that's why I love the barbershop.
But now we're in a culture where that's demonized though.
Yeah.
Like people's, it used to be facts over feelings. Now it's feelings over everything. It really is feelings over everything. Like if there's whole legislations made around people getting their feelings hurt.
But the crazy thing is, if I don't go ahead and hurt your feelings now, the world gonna hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
So let me help you get some backbone with this thing. So when this world start hitting you in your face, and they don't love you, we love you.
Yeah.
We love you.
Or head see you on the block like, yo, you're going to prison, right? I'm just telling you, you're going to prison. You know that, right? Okay.
You shouldn't tell that baby.
You know what I'm saying?
But the baby out here going to prison things.
Right.
Somebody need to tell it. Yes, sir. Man, we done. Hey, if we could have did a whole show off the break,
Yeah.
and we gonna come back to that issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lamar, Greg, we might have to do this on that up what we were talking about. But the second part of tonight, September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and the stresses. The reason why this show, I like how this show because it's the health, the mental, and the physical of us as men that we don't talk about enough. We don't have these conversations enough. We are doing better. People like Lamar Handy is making us aware. He's doing events every year. This summer he had a white party. I mean, you knew you were going to party, but with the party, he was throwing the party forward and raising money for.
It's a party with a purpose.
Party with a purpose. We got another one coming up in December. Talk about it, Miss Ann.
So December is our 5th year anniversary charity event that we've been having since 2019. But we're raising money for mental health awareness. So it's our 5th year charity event gala. We did Christmas in Paris for the last 4 years. But this year we're going to change it a little bit and go the Great Gatsby edition type situation.
Oh, I'm there.
So I got to get a 20. So I got to get a 20 suit.
Yeah, what I need to do to be
So
there?
hey,
What that look like?
I'm gonna get that ish, man. I mean, so you gotta do 1920s, man. The black and white striped suits, with the little hats, and the canes, black and
So
white.
I gotta find me a pinstripe.
Pinstripe.
I already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do stupid. Like, yeah, that's
taking place December 20th here in Athens at the Athens Cotton Press. I'm over off of Chase Street, 149, Onetta Street.
Yeah. We got an. In fact, I need a pub. I have an event there tomorrow.
Bet. Hey, so it's all right here, man. For sure. So tickets on sale now. $90 until October 17th. After the 17th, October 18th through December 5th, it goes up to $100. If you want VIP, some people like to feel, special. For 8 people, with a bottle of champagne, with premium seating, $1,000. Then also we're taking sponsors too as well this year, man. So we're raising money, trying to be able to raise money to help put it back into the community. We've been able to help people pay for therapy services, help them get the resources they need, and so we're trying to continue to do that and spread it out even more, not just in the Athens community, but all over the world.
That's dope.
Lamar, why is this so important to you?
Personally, for myself, had my first, which is, I don't want to say crazy, but it's, I've grown. When I first had my first anxiety attack, I was not comfortable talking about it at all. Didn't tell anybody. Felt weird as I don't know what. But I had my first anxiety attack, which I didn't know what it was, in 2019. I'm driving home one day from work, from teaching, and was feeling weird, attack, but I was sweating. Heart was racing like crazy, legs were shaking. Drove myself over to urgent care. I was living in Gwinnett County at the time. Went and told the people I'm having a heart attack. Y'all check me. Doctors checked me, EKG, everything, so we can't find anything. Drive myself over to the emergency room, Gwinnett Medical Center, right behind us. Did that, got over there, they ran tests. Lady started asking what I had going on in my life, and she said, "You were having a panic attack." Had never had it before. Didn't know what it was. From that point, after I had that first diagnosis, I had times where some nights I couldn't even sleep without a light on. I would jump up out of my sleep in the middle of the night. Felt weird. Got that diagnosis. Went to a cousin's birthday party probably about a few weeks later. And I felt so weird and so just not like myself. Nervous and just antsy, just feeling like just afraid. And so eventually talked to my doctor about it, put me on some anxiety medication that I still take to this day, every single day. It helps me. I'm able to control myself now. It was a time that I would have anxiety attacks sometimes, and somebody taught me to drink a Coke. That'll help you. Start doing that. That would help me kind of calm it down. So with that, had that situation. Then I had a cousin who committed suicide, in 2022. You know, you would think, as we all think, if your life going right, if you're making good money, if you living the life you want to live, everything peaches and cream, everything good. She had a few, you know, personal issues going on, but nothing that we thought that would provoke her to, you know, take her life. But smiling faces, you never know what's behind that smile, I tell people. And so once that happened, that was my kind of, I hate to say wow moment. My mom and I said, you know what? It's a lot of other people in this world going through the same exact thing she's going through and what I'm going through, but they don't have the space or don't know how to talk about it. And so from that point, that's when 2023, I had my first event, a grown man game. Had 5 men brought together in Athens over at the old Mexican restaurant that used to be off Mission Bridge Road. 2 was therapists. 3 other guys were just common men in the community that were open to talk about their mental health struggles. And we had a conversation talking about it, what mental illness is, what it looks like, why as black men we're so afraid to talk about it, what causes us to, you know, go through mental illness and things of that nature. Then after having the conversation being so deep, females reached out and said, what about the women? We go through it too. So came back a few months later and had a grown man and grown woman game and had men and women on the panel talking about, you know, trauma, how, you know, childhood trauma can really, you know, affect you. Because a lot of times you think about it, trauma you go through as a child don't really come out until you become an adult. As a child, it's kind of like, man, you living through it. So you don't really know what's going on for real, for real.
You're an adult, you understand it.
You understand it. You know, you start thinking like, man, you have certain situations, be like, wait.
Yeah.
If you haven't compartmentalized it, if you hadn't put it up somewhere, because not trying to cut you off, but with me, I can't figure out why this happened. But then you started to open up these compartments that you done hid some of this stuff in.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. It start coming out.
Right.
I forgot
It come out.
that.
Come out. And something that you said earlier, youth today, when I was growing up, go to the back. You know, don't listen to this conversation.
Yeah.
Now what's happening is young kids are now faced with their parents' problems.
Yep.
Yes.
Their parents talking to them about it.
Yep.
You know, it was stepdaddy hitting
Yeah.
on mama.
Mm-hmm.
He doing it in front of them, or mama talking about the situation in front of the children.
Yeah.
Or they bringing them into it. They seeing so much stuff. And so not thinking like...
They be confiding in the children, like the children are the
right. Not knowing you're scarring them. But then what's happening is the parents have unresolved trauma too.
Absolutely.
They don't even realize what they're doing.
Absolutely.
So it's a generational curse that keeps
Generational
going
curses.
for generations to generations.
Yes, sir.
Unless you start when they're young, which is what we're trying to do. Start that conversation about mental health and mental illness now.
I love that. I want to be a part of that.
When kids are young.
Everything you're doing, I want to be a part of
appreciate
that.
it, man.
We're gonna connect after
Please,
this. So
please,
we gonna
please.
everything that you're doing right
Please,
now.
man.
This is, you know what? I'm glad. I was gonna ask you about when you say the panic attacks and stuff like that. Like I was gonna you started talking about the symptoms, what they were, like the feelings and everything, and like I lived through that. And the thing about like not lived through is still to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like the panic attack thing started for me a couple years ago. Where that same thing, you talking about like you sleep, you can't sleep, you feel like you're drowning sometimes. Like you just wake up and you know what I mean, in a panic, you like I've woken up in the middle of the night. And like it wasn't until I realized what it or doing research and you know what I'm saying, like going to therapy and all that other stuff, when you realize what it is, then you can start, you know, figuring out how to control it. You know what I mean? Where it doesn't freak you out. You know, you're able to calm down and kind of deal with it. But, you know, for me, and I didn't understand this until later, like, in order for me to become who I am, issues, right? I had to battle a lot of anxiety. I had stage fright really bad, and still do kind of to this day. Like every time I get on stage, I kind of fight through it. But there's been times where, like I remember when I did Music Midtown. That's just what 2005, I think, and I was in between the Strokes and Offspring, and the crowd was insane. And I remember before I performed, it was Dres the Beatnik performing with me too. Rest in peace, Dres the Beatnik. And I stepped out and I looked at the crowd, this whole sea of people. and it's just I had to go off and find a space in the dark away from everybody to just compose myself enough to go out and perform to that crowd. But these are things that I never talked about in my life. I never opened up about, you know, just, I remember a big one, and again, I didn't understand it until later. I actually knew I wanted to be an MC, but I also knew that I was definitely afraid of getting in front of crowds. Right? In school, didn't like going up, presenting in front of the class, none of that. So what I did is I used my experience as a door-to-door Kirby salesman to a door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman to prepare me for, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if I could overcome this anxiety in small ways, you know what I mean? I mean, the first night before my first presentation, like I couldn't sleep at all. You know what I'm saying? So I just started using that to kind of work my way up and to the point where, again, even to this day, it's not, people don't know that, because when people see me, they like, yo, you look so comfortable on stage. You know what I'm saying? And I really am. Like, really, once I get past a certain threshold, it really is my happy place. Now I can settle into my zone and I could go. But, you know, there's always been a point that I had to fight my way through in order to get to that.
They don't know what you go through to get to that point.
I'm writing a book about it, though.
Yeah, but it's amazing how the creator uses different avenues to prepare you to get you where he wants you to be.
Absolutely.
When I was young, I couldn't talk in front of a crowd. I'm petrified to talk in front of a crowd. It wasn't until I realized, or until I started doing radio, talk show, right? And I realized one day, why am I afraid to talk in front of a group of people when every week I talk to thousands?
Yeah.
Then I adjust it, but it's like, man, that don't make no sense.
Right. I can answer that question for you because Month 2 has been trying to get me in front of people to do hosting, and it's like those people are actually looking at me.
Right.
These people only they ain't looking. We kicking it. I'm almost my boy.
But it's the same thing. You just get out there and you kick it. Yeah. And it's like, okay, let me put my radio hat on and do this thing.
And one time I had to do that. I had to do something that, and I started off the way I started the show off. And it allowed me to calm down and get it out. But issues I want to ask, when I knew I was doing this show, I knew I wanted you here. This last year, and some change, you've been going through some stuff.
Oh yeah, I've gone through this last year. Some change has been the most difficult last year and some change that I've ever gone through in my 49 years and some change on this planet.
Yep.
For sure. And that's one of the reasons why you asked me earlier about the music. Like, I got an album I'm sitting on right now that just, you know, I need to put it out. It's ready to go. It's just, that mental thing is serious.
Yes, absolutely.
That mental thing is serious. And for lack of a better, things, like, I went through a lot that really, really, really took a lot away from my confidence. And my confidence has always been the source of my greatness.
You're artist.
Not just artist, like, you know, you could be artistic without confidence. But for me, my confidence and my fearlessness has always been what propelled me in everything that I've always done under the moniker of issues. Everything that I've always done has been based on my confidence. When the first stop in the KRS-One tour, where he said, I want to get the crowd to a certain level, and I'm going to walk off stage and I want you to pick up where I left off, I wouldn't have been able to do that without my confidence.
Absolutely.
So my confidence gets me over my anxiety. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, just everything from getting stabbed to, figuratively and literally. It took and this first time I'm really admitting this in the open, but, outside of talking to my therapist, but, so it's like every time I want to put it out, is it good enough? Is it good enough? I'm listening. I'm going, it's just, You know what I mean? And that's never been me. That's never ever in my life been me throughout my whole career. So it's something that I'm actively dealing with because, you know, for me, the work has to continue. So, you know, I kind of had to give myself this time to, you know what I'm saying? Like process everything, compartmentalize everything, and just recognize, like something I told somebody today, for the first time in my life, I've gotten comfortable with telling people I'm not okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that as men that put us in those situations where we do, you know, I mean, I could count on two hands. I can ramble off right now, two hands. People I've known in my life, family members, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Beaver, rest in peace, Carl Lindbergh, Quick, Jerry, that's self-deleted. My cousin Tariq, you know, that's self-deleted. And a lot of times we get to those points, man, where it's so much on our shoulders and we're so expected to be okay. When people ask us, you okay? You're expected to say, yeah, I'm good. You're expected to say that. So I've gotten to the point now where, like, if I'm not okay, what you'll hear is no, but I'll be okay. Mm-hmm. Because I understand that it's a struggle. I understand that it's a journey. I understand that it's a fight. It's one of the reasons why I opened the Art of Boxing Training Center and started coaching boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because boxing is a good way to channel that anger and stuff like that. And we had different programs where anger management. Come in and just hit the bag. Come in and, you know, I'll put a body protector on and talk shit to you and just wail, just go, just throw. You know what I'm saying? So, because we need those, man. We as men, we need those. There's a lot that we deal with, and again, the societal stigma is that you gotta be okay because once you show weakness, you get exploited. Right. That's just how it is. We either get, as men, once you publicly display. That's why it's so important to have a lady or somebody, a significant other, who you can trust to be vulnerable around. Mm-hmm. But even in a lot of those situations, sometimes or whatever, that you know what I mean. That be the one.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That be the one. Put all your business out there.
Or,
you feel me?
Or in a vulnerable state, she give it back to you.
Right.
Exactly.
She tell you the exact same thing that you was you thought you could be vulnerable and tell her.
Use that.
She
weaponize that and use it against you. Exactly. So so you know, going through all of those things, man, like it's important to recognize when you're not okay. And it's important to say that out loud. No, you know, yo, you good? Nah, but I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I don't know if I answered the question. I kind of ran.
Yes, you did. Yes. And I something I like that you said, man. First, I like that term. I love that, man. Self-deleted. And you know, I was just thinking. I was talking. I was like, somebody was talking like, you know, even when, you know, someone dies of suicide, you know, not to say that a person committed suicide, but they died of suicide, but self-deleted. That's what I like, man. And thinking about that recently here, the last few months, a lot of black men have went to Facebook talking about, I don't want to live anymore.
Yes.
I don't be here no more.
Yes.
And so what I'm finding out is that a lot of times when that happens, they need somebody.
They need somebody.
Yeah. They want somebody to hear them.
Yeah.
And you know, been situations where people reach out to me and say, hey, you see this? You know, and I reached out to them like, you know, hey, you know, bro, you're not by yourself. You're not alone. Like, what's going on, bro? You ain't got to tell me. Just know you're not by yourself. There's resources out here. And so a lot of times it's important, man, to create those spaces because, like you said, as a man, you know, you don't want to look like you're weak. It's so much pressure. You know, of course, no man wants to go around. Well, I would say 90% of men in the world don't feel comfortable not working. Don't feel comfortable not having any money.
Yes.
Man not having money is the weakest thing to the mind.
Thing you can be.
Man, you'll go out with your homeboys and have $5 in your pocket. But you ain't about to tell your homeboys that for real. Yeah. You gonna try to ball out, just I'm gonna try to get out of here. Swipe that card and hope it don't look at the car, you know, hey, we good. Yeah. So it's like a lot of things men go through. You think about it right now, the world we're living in right now, leadership. Black men feeling the most unsafe right now. That's enough to play with your mental as well as like, you know, am I really okay? Yeah. And so it's really a trying time right now for men, but black men,
For black men
as
in
a
general,
whole.
Yeah.
And so it's like create those spaces, let them know, that, hey, bro, you're how you play yourself, even when guys get on Facebook and say, hey, I'm about to do this, like, don't ignore it. Yeah, you may not know what's going on, but reach out because you never know that one word that you say may save that dude's life.
As black men, the reality of it is that as black men, we are all we have, and we really don't even have that because we are our biggest competitors.
Right, very much so.
So like even finding those pockets, you know what I'm saying, of black men, like we know, there are our allies who support us, the loved ones in our lives who take the time to want to understand what you're going through as a black man. May not be a black man, but what you're going through as a black man. Cool, you have those. But really, as far as just like, I get it. We all we have. But, and it's not even like, I have white male friends, have no idea whatsoever. We can have good conversations from an understanding standpoint. Let me break it down from my cultural standpoint. And a lot of times they're like, man, I ain't even, like I'm so far removed from your reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's always good to have those conversations with white men. You know what I mean? Who really, they not trying to tell you who you are or trying to, you know what I mean? They really coming from a standpoint like, I don't know and I've never known. So educate me. And then when you start educating, they like, damn, I can't even imagine that shit. You know what I'm saying?
And my goal would be to get men of other races in here.
Oh yeah.
So we can try to connect some dots and get some education on what you really going through and how are you and how do you manage. Mr. Rick Dunn, when you were going through your thing, your whole cancer, 2 years, you had to pick your life up for 2 years and mentally, how did you do it? And what kept you going and on those hard days?
Well, one, my wife. All right. She was my rock. And, she took care of me. She made sure. We was talking earlier about if you're sick and what women won't do.
Yes, sir.
But she was there. She was making that soup.
Congratulations.
What a good woman will do.
She did everything, and so we made love a different way.
Yes, sir.
And it enriched our relationship. But the other thing is there was two other guys who were getting treated at the same time that I did. One was a white guy, the other one was a gay guy, and myself.
Okay.
And every morning we in there get our treatment, and we started talking to each other, and we became friends.
Yes.
And so we guide each other through it, and we're still friends today. Whenever I go back up north, my wife and I we stay in either one of their houses.
Yeah.
One of them was traveling down to Florida. They stopped in Athens. They spent 3 days at our house. We still communicate with each other. We still support each other. It's like what I was saying earlier with the prostate cancer. I don't mind sharing with people what I've been through because it's going to make it easier on somebody else.
Yes.
We put such a stigma on mental health. Nigga, you crazy. No, I've been through some things. And I think we need to be able to find somebody who, hey, ain't willing, ain't afraid. I have mental health issues. We all do. The person that I talk to the most is someone very close to me who a few years ago broke down and had to be institutionalized. They out, they're doing well. But when I'm freaking out, I pick up the phone and call them.
Yeah.
And they talk me through my stuff. So you got to find we got to find people that, they ain't going to judge us.
Yes.
They going to listen to us.
Therapy.
They give me therapy.
Sometimes you can't do it.
Sometimes you can't do it.
My boy Royce 5'9" song was perfect. Check on your strong friends.
That's it.
Because, like you say, that guy needed somebody to check on him just as much as but you have to, and me and Larry, we used to cuss each other out about this, the strong friend thing, because I can't come to you, man, I'm going, but I know you going through something.
Because that's that mindset.
That's that mindset.
That mindset says, I know you dealing with what you dealing with as a black man, because I'm a black man. How dare I put more on your plate?
Yeah, facts.
How dare I?
That's a fact.
Because we friends.
That's a fact.
I know what you going through,
Right.
because I'm going through it.
Right.
But the flip side is, how dare I don't?
Yes.
Facts.
Because we friends.
Because we friends.
Because let me say something. This is what I always say, and what you just said was so important, because especially the second part. For me personally, Most High always sets it up to where when I'm going through my darkest times, somebody will come to me going through something that's affecting them even more.
Mm-hmm.
So then it forces me to put what I'm going through aside and help you deal with what you're going through. And in helping you deal with what you going through helps me to deal with what I'm going through. It gives me the strength
to get through what I'm
going through.
Absolutely.
Because I might like, from a comparative standpoint, I might be going through something more detrimental depending on who you ask. But this person's calling me, and what they're going through is affecting them more than it's affecting me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right.
So that forces me to say, you know what? Let me help them deal with what they're going through. So, like you said, how dare, because that creates you as my friend not coming to me with what you going through. I might have needed that in order to kind of help me going through
what you going through.
Exactly.
And see, my question to that is, if I'm your boy, and we can kick it, have a good time when things are hot.
Yeah.
If I can't be your boy when things ain't hot, or when you going through something, I don't deserve to be your boy.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't deserve to be your boy.
Right.
If I can't come sit in the dark with you when you need somebody to sit in the dark with you,
I don't deserve to party with you in the light.
no, and that's exactly how I feel. So if you call me your friend,
You got
please call me. And bro, call your boy. And if somebody need the aid, call your boy. Because I've been through that.
Call your boy.
I have these conversations because I was the guy that needed that and didn't know how. Because I'm the strong friend. I was messed up for 2 years of my life. But that's why this is so important to me. Because this thing is so, it engulfs all of us. All of us. Everybody got something going on. Everybody. And we know everybody got something going on. But every now and then, just, how you doing? No, for real.
You know why I named myself Issues in 2000? The reason why I settled on that name is because literally, everybody got them, so everyone can relate.
That's true.
And that's why I try to make music that everybody can relate to. Because that's literally the mantra behind my name. I call myself Issues because everybody, not only do I have them, everybody got them. I have them, I talk about them, we deal with them, but everybody got them, so guess what? Everybody can relate because this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in my musical content within, from the time I started to right now, I'm talking about things that most people can relate to.
Absolutely.
I relate to your music. And I listen but I can listen to your stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, you talking to me. And I'm like I say, I'm a zillion years old, but it's relatable.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good.
that's
Yeah,
what I try to
it's
do.
good.
I've always been trying to make, music that, what I mean? Like, it may not be your cup of tea depending on what you want, but from the youth up to my elders can relate to what, what it is. So that was always important to me.
And that's called Ish making an impact. You touching all lives, bro. So your music get somebody through their hard time in their life.
Yeah.
You know, your music can help somebody from they about to commit suicide, or
It's the reason why I keep going. I've had people come to me and tell me that.
That's real.
I've had people come to me and, yo, your music got me through prison. Yo,
That's
your
real.
music got me through this. Your music, yo, this song, you know what I mean, talked me off the ledge. Like, this song helped me. And, I mean, there was a time where I gave this up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like okay, so I came back from Africa in 2010 and quit. Done. I'm done. Because and again, whole nother mental health, a lot of things I was going through at that time. But after a few years, I started running into people who was telling me this stuff. Like, yo, your music helped me get through some hard times. You know what I'm saying? And it just helped me to realize how important that gift is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was bestowed with a gift, and I have a responsibility to keep using that gift, to keep helping people get through certain situations, or understand certain situations. So this is why this is the content of my music. And this is what made me. It's like, after I decided, all right, you know what, let me get back to my calling and get back to it, and doors open up, and then, you know, the mayor sends an email, hey, we're going to add you to the, you know, Walk of Fame. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that was confirmation. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. As long as I can do it, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know?
You're supposed to use your gifts.
Yes.
Serving others is not only good for others, it's good for you.
Absolutely.
And I mean, what Lamar is doing, what you do, Ish, what Larry and Rick, what y'all doing, keep serving, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that at the end of the day, that's what we're all here to do.
Absolutely.
Serve in whatever way we were blessed to have a talent to do so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I asked God to order my steps, because I want to make sure I'm doing it the right way. I want to serve. I want to be a better server, because, like I said, our community is sick, and I want to do my part to help my community heal. And Lamar, I want to ask you also. You wear a lot of hats, my brother. If anybody know you, you wear a lot of hats, my brother. Even, and I know you putting on, you know, doing all this. What do you do for Lamar? Because I know Lamar got to take some time. Because what have you learned doing all this? And like I say, what do you do?
Great question, man. So a few years ago, my family always fussed and say, you know, take time for yourself, get some rest. You know, you're doing a whole lot. No, rest. I have had times where I've reached burnout, when my body starts to feel burnout, where my mental starts really going down. When I get burnt out, I'm in bed for like 2 or 3 days, like just resting. So what I've started trying to do is try to prioritize. It's a good thing all of us got to do, you know, to keep our mental. Prioritize yourself. Find something that makes you happy and do something that you want to do. So what I've started doing is, like, I take solo trips. They'll be like, by yourself? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. That's the best trip I can have by myself. Of course, I travel with other people, but by myself, the best trip I can have. I found a place. I won't tell you on radio because I don't try to take my spot, but it's in Greenville, South Carolina. I tell you, we get offline. Relaxation. Go there, relax for like 2-3 days, and just meditate. Just think. Last time I did a few months ago, my phone didn't disturb. I had a few people that could get through to me in case the emergency came through. Other than that, I chilled. I relaxed, and I came back feeling so refreshed, because what it did is took the weight of myself and the world off me. Because I felt like when I'm home, I'm always getting pulled left or right. Somebody called me and gives me. But there, you can't get to me because I'm 2 hours away. Yeah. You got to drive to me. So I always tell people, and even, you know, men, we put a lot of things on us, you know. Some got families, you know, you taking care of other people. Take time for yourself. Do something that make you happy. To kind of help yourself, because a lot of times, mentally, you get burned out. You look, suicide, men are 4 times more likely to lose their life to suicide than women.
4 times.
49,000 people in 2023 lost their lives to suicide. 12.8 million people thought about suicide or tried to and then didn't go right through to it. So I tell people, it's so important. And that's why I'm so big on these conversations. I'm starting these conversations with young people, Why recently we just did a thing where we adopted the elementary school in Athens, Howard Shroud, middle school, Core Middle School, and the high school, Clark Central. We're going to do a mental health kit to take out to the schools and to the actual educators. And then we're going to sit down and talk with the principal and council departments of what can we bring to the schools to talk about when it comes to mental illness, to start educating young people more and more. Just received a grant from Kirby Smart a few months ago. Where with that grant, we're going to be able to help young people who need therapy services pay for it if families can't afford it.
How can I help? How can we be a part?
Let me know of any young person that you know that seriously, truly need help with therapy. Because we really want to help these people. A lot of times, coming to people that look like us, we don't take insurance. And so a lot of families can't afford it, or they can't afford the copay. We want to be able to help with some of those sessions. I haven't announced this publicly, but we just got another grant that we're going to be doing some things from the Athens Foundation, where we're going to be putting on some classes about trauma, how to talk about trauma, how trauma can affect you and lead you into certain types of mental illness.
Absolutely.
And we going into the community. We trying to connect with going into the trenches to really get to the people, to have these conversations, facilitate workshops, and give information. Because even with faith-based, I tell people all the time, you can serve God, you can pray, but still have a therapist.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it says something serious, I go to therapy every single month.
Hey man, I was watching Dewey out of Atlanta.
Dewey E. Smith.
Dewey E. Smith. I was watching something just the other day when he said he was going through it. He said he had to get him a therapist.
Yep.
I got God, but I needed a therapist to help me put some of these things together.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you dealing with, you know, the church, the mosque, the religious organization, they put so much emphasis on that. It's like, oh, you don't, if you have this, or if you practicing the right way, or if you know what I'm saying, and you won't need that. No, that's not.
No. And that's one thing I loved about Pastor Troy. Man, these questions that I asked him, you know, man, you need God. You got it, but you also need someone that can help you.
My little cousin, man, he was, he wasn't even 30, and same thing, kind of just going through it, and you know, the everybody do this and this spiritual, this and that, or whatever, and it just got to a point where you just, in the middle of the family cookout, went to the car, kaboom. Wow. You know, like, you need more. I tell my kids that. I tell, you know, like, we are really living in a time that has never existed. Like, what we're going through in this time, no one has ever gone through.
Right.
This is something that no one in history has ever gone through. What we're going through. Even parents of children in this time, we're in a unique situation where there's very little we can take from our parents and how to parent these kids.
Yeah.
Most of it don't work no more. Most of it don't. Like, you will crash and burn trying to parent your child the way your parents parented you.
Absolutely.
But the thing about the way our parents parented us, that was passed on to them from their parents and their parents and their parents, and scripture, and all the way back to the beginning of time. It was spoil the rod, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Now you better not pull that rod out. You know what I'm saying? It's get the rod, get the police chalk card on you. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different set of rules, because you're dealing with a whole different set of stimuli. The world today that exists today has never been nothing like this. The technology, the access, you know what I'm saying? The lack of I said a quote in a song called Problems, 2007. Put your hands up high in the sky. They said you shouldn't spank your kids when they lied. So what you have is a generation of simpletons growing up with a lack of respect because of lack of discipline. 2007, I wrote that. Now we have a YN epidemic. You know what I'm saying? Once they, as a social worker, I saw, once they took discipline away, this is a very essential building block on building high functioning members of society. Call them what you want, right? Take that away, what do you have? You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, as parents, you dealing with children that's like, your parents like, oh, do this, do that, hit them, smack them. It doesn't work. And a lot of times they don't even understand. What you mean it don't work? It worked for you. I didn't grow up. I grew up in the 80s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is 2025.
Yes,
So, yeah, man. So even from that standpoint, it's like being a parent is stressful. Being a husband is stressful. Being a wife is stressful. Being a citizen. If you live in the United States of America, you need therapy. Period. Every single citizen of the United States. This is why when people come to me like, yo, or people act out and stuff like that. Oh man, he got mental. Man, everybody got mental. I'm not accepting that from nobody no more.
Yeah.
I'm not accepting bad behavior because you have mental. Oh man, you gotta let him slide because he got. Man, everybody I know got mental issues. If you live in the United States of America, you really need a therapist.
Every day they scroll.
Every day.
Every corner they need therapy.
You need a therapist for real. But if you choose to get one or not, cool. It's whatever. You find a friend, find a confidant, do something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody's going through it, bro. So like, people be trying to use their trauma and their experiences to give them a green light to practice bad behavior or mistreat other people. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm going through PTSD. Man, everybody going through PTSD. That ain't no excuse. You know what I'm saying? Get you a therapist, deal with your situation on your own, but don't come over here because you don't know what I'm going through.
Right.
You have no idea what I went through yesterday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know, have no idea what type of day I had yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And if I can handle myself, if I can conduct myself, you should be able to conduct yourself.
Right. But you gotta be willing.
Gotta be willing.
Gotta be willing. It's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
But it's not okay staying not okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, real quick, speaking of suicide, tomorrow, if I forget, UGA does a thing called Fight for Suicide every year. Mm-hmm. It's a boxing event. They usually have it at the Classic Center. They're having it at Cotton Press.
Okay.
This year.
Nice.
So it's tomorrow at the doors open at 6. Fight start at 7. I got 5 guys who's fighting in it. It's gonna be pretty we're gonna have some fun.
Okay.
Yeah. All of mine are ready. I'm looking for clean sweep. And because this is the second year of my gym, so I'm looking to when you see my guys fight, you're gonna be like, yo, where they train? Wherever they trained at, this is gonna be the statement. Like, I don't just want my guys to win. We training to do something else. We training to go in there and set a precedence. Like, yo, those guys are on a different level than the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been preparing. So it's gonna be a fun night. Fight for Suicide. For a good cause. They raise big money every year. For suicide prevention and stuff like that. So I've been doing it for the last 5 years. This is just the second year I've been doing it through my own gym. Gotcha. I used to be the head boxing trainer at X3 Sports. Okay. And so when they started this 5 years ago, I trained the first batch and then the second batch and the third batch. And then last year I did it with my own gym, but it was a bunch of drama. But this year is the first year I'm doing it with my own gym, and I can actually coach my guy. Last year they didn't even let me coach him. And we still won. All of them still won. I was yelling. I was coaching them from the stands, and we still won. You know what I'm saying? But this year I got them better prepared. Nice. And they're gonna allow me to coach them from the from the corner and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun night.
Lamar, would you consider putting together a forum or a program to talk to help grandparents? Wow. Deal with their grandchildren's mental health. Wow. Because like you said, my generation is a whole different generation. Wow. The stuff that I could do with my kids or my parents did to me, you're right. I can't do with the kids today. Although I did work at defects, and the trick is don't need no marks. Don't need no marks. That's all. But you're right. I mean, the technology, the social media, all the stuff that's coming at kids. I mean, that's foreign to us. I mean, we know what it is, but it's still foreign territory. Right. But if you could put together a program, because so many of these kids their parents they going through stuff and they're neglecting their children, and their children are winding up with the grandparents, and the grandparents like,
don't know what to do.
how I fix this?
Yeah.
So if you could put together something that would help grandparents deal with their grandchildren, that would be a tremendous service.
Hey, and man, and I would love that because you so right. I've had so many grandparents reach out to me for concerns for 13-year-old grandsons or 12-year-old. So perfect. Yeah, I would definitely love to do that for sure. It's needed. It's needed.
I also want to, and I meant to put this out last week when the ladies was here. The self-deleters, the people that are left to stand, or a person that tried to self-delete themselves and they failed, but the people around them. Where's the help for those people?
Therapy, but I always tell people as well. So, I work in a funeral home as well, part-time. Nothing's wrong with grief therapy. Because you think about it, a person who have self-deleted, the question is always why?
Yeah.
Why did they do that? I didn't see the signs. What could I have done? Sometimes you start feeling guilt, like what didn't I do? What didn't I see? And in a lot of instances, like, you know what, honestly, nothing you really could have done to change this because at that moment, their mind was already made up what they were going to do. And so at that point, it's important for you to talk it through, see a therapist, talk about it, get with a therapy group or reach out to somebody to get therapy. And even though I know it sounds kind of weird, Sam, but in some situations, find a way to keep their legacy going. For example, my cousin, who self-deleted. After maybe a year or so, it popped in my mind one night laying in the bed. She's a graduate of Fort Valley State University, worked in lab, had a degree in biology. So I said, you know what? Let me create a scholarship in her honor to give to a high school student that graduates with a 3.8 through a 4.0 GPA that gets accepted into a HBCU and that's majoring in biology or some science field. So for the last 2 years, we've been able to give a scholarship to 2 young ladies. Both years, matter of fact, Spelman College, to help them further education. And so it's like, even though she's self-deleted, we didn't want that. We're still trying to find a way to keep her legacy alive and to kind of remind people as well that you're not alone, you're not by yourself. For people who try to self-delete and they're still here, talk about it. See a therapist and know you're not alone. I might have a good friend who admitted to me, called me one day and said, I thought about killing myself. I was shocked to hear that, but I was glad they talked to me. But I check on that friend to make sure they're okay and encourage them to get the help you need. Send them inspirational stuff. Send stuff like tonight's conversation, like, hey, tune into this, watch this conversation, like, listen to the conversation. But just as well, but really encourage them about therapy. Like we say, therapy don't mean that you're crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody needs therapy sometimes because some things you can't talk about to your significant other or to people who know you because you feel like, you don't want judgment. You talk to a stranger. I can just tell everything, just let it out. So I tell them, man, don't feel alone. I would tell people, you are not alone. There's resources out here. Just have to ask. I always tell them, if you don't know where to go, come to the D.L. Haney Foundation. That's one reason why I created this, because a lot of times when you're in that time and you going through stuff and you need to find a therapist, who really got time to type in psychology.com and come up with 50 therapists? You're looking like, what I'm looking for? What I want to see? But if you have somebody to go to say, hey, I'm looking for a therapist. I want a black female or black male. We can help direct you into this place. If the one don't work for you, we can take you somewhere else. And so that's what we're trying to do.
There's also another resource, Nucci Space. You familiar?
Oh yeah, very familiar with them.
Okay.
I did an event with them, Nucci Space. Yeah,
Nucci Space.
988.
Yeah.
I tell you as well, 988.
Yeah.
988 people. I tell people, just like 911.
Yeah.
988.
Yeah.
Mental health hotline available 24 hours a day. You can call them. they'll send someone out to where you are.
And if you're a vet, press 1.
Press 1 for a vet. Yes, yeah.
I've been sending that out so much because on Facebook I've been talking. I just send them that. I just send them that. Just make the call. Just call.
Yes, sir.
One of the most underrated things about, or misunderstood things about therapy, that's why I say it's important, because it's not just talking. It's like, so people kind of minimize it to just that. Like, you're talking with someone who studies certain things, who can help you put things in order.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just when you're talking to your friend, you're just talking to your friend. You're just kind of venting. You know, they kind of giving you supportive thing. When you're talking to a good therapist anyway,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's going to be there with a notepad. It's going to be taking notes. It's going to be putting things in order. It's going to be doing research and coming back with and helping you to find answers.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the part. That's the part about it. It's not about even being crazy. That's the stigma that we sort of put on in the black community.
Right.
If you gotta go see a therapist, you somehow weak, or you you know what I mean? We watched The Sopranos when Tony had to get a therapist. They was almost trying to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Just from the stigma of him needing a therapist and that showing some sort of weakness, right? So of course in the black community, most of us are highly influenced by gangster culture, lifestyle, all that other stuff, right? So these are some of the things that played a part, but the important part about it is that it's not about you being crazy. It's about, again, someone helping you pull those things out of the closet. It's like you got this big old closet just full of just stuff. You know what I mean? You looking at it by yourself like, man, this is overwhelming. So you call your homeboy like, yo, help me get this closet straightened up. Right. So it's someone there with some expertise on how to arrange things and fold things up and put things, and they helping you put, yo, this goes here. All right, cool. I didn't know that. Boom, 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 boom. That's what a therapist does. Right. That's what a good therapist does. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of helps you to pull everything out of the closet that you just been throwing back there and put it in some type of order where you can look at it. Like, oh, that's where that comes from.
Several different lanes. Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, fellas, this has been a great one.
Great one.
A great one. Both parts.
Yes, for sure. And before I leave, man, so it's so weird. I guess how things come back and fold. So how Larry talked about what Mr. Rick Dunn told him 40, 30 years ago. So, man, when I was a young boy, he was the first one who took me to the Capitol, to the state Capitol.
Oh, wow.
You remember the state Capitol? took a van, took a bus up to the state Capitol.
Yes,
I was the state Capitol. So they'll let you know, man, it's like the influence. So who would ever thought that, it's my frat brother too as well, but who would ever thought that I'll be sitting here at the table having a conversation with somebody who I feel like is a mentor, still to this day.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
It's a blessing, man.
It's a
So,
blessing.
hey, I want to tell you, I tell y'all, but thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, good brother. Thank you.
Yeah. Like I say, it was an honor for me.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Because every week I get on here and I thank him. Yeah, you sure do. But for me to be able to thank him in his face, you know, for the things that he's done, the things that
You
he's
influence
continued
everybody
to
in this
do,
room.
and my community and influence me.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all. Appreciate it. One last thing I'm gonna say and go. People been watching us, what we're doing with this radio station and the programs. And next month, I've been invited to come to the University of Virginia and do a presentation on our program.
All right.
Nice. That's big. That's big.
That's what's up.
That's big.
That is what's up. That's salute to you, Mr. Dunn.
That's big.
Salute to you. Hey, we gonna get ready because, like I said, we can keep on. And we'll be sitting here, and Mr. Dunn will be looking at me wrong and evil. He don't look at that what?
Hey, I ain't worried about you. Don't worry about my wife.
So, but fellas, thank y'all for having these conversations, and thank y'all for me being able to have y'all numbers so I can call y'all so we can have these conversations. But we're going to get ready to get up out of here. This game called life is a series of moments. The past is just that, the past. Learn from it and be thankful for it. The future, prepare for it. It's coming. Let's get to the next one. The present, it is a gift. Enjoy the journey. Take pictures. But most importantly, thank God. Got one for us here?
Yeah, I got one. I ain't even gonna talk about you. I'm gonna go straight.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go straight to it. He behind on his assignment. That speech he give at the end, he's supposed to learn. He just nervous.
Well, he ain't gonna talk about it.
We ain't gonna talk about it. I had to get a history of that. I gotta let them know why. This piece is called A Conversation with My Unprocessed Trauma. So with all this conversation, I had 3 pieces I was debating on. One's called It's Okay That I'm Not Okay. The other one was called I Can't Breathe, and it's actually a poem describing a panic attack. But I think this one's gonna touch on what we really you need to address your trauma. It has been 43 years, 8 months, and 17 days since we last had a conversation. Perhaps it was my hesitation or the exacerbation of the situation that has caused all this frustration. Mainly, I believe it was due to my procrastination, or the fact that I have been patiently waiting, self-medicating, speculating that the pain I was feeling was not of my own creation. And upon further investigation, I found the pain was never mine to bear. So on this day, I stand before you with words prepared for you to hear. Now let me be clear. My actions, although in despair, are not meant to be cavalier or to spark in you fear. This is uncharted territory, like a new frontier, a world premiere, and I am being oh so sincere that after years of self-degradation and self-imposed segregation, I require no more meditation or forms of mediation. See, I had a revelation, an epiphany, if you will, that I was under the same miseducation as if my name was Lauryn Hill. Still, this obsession has often left me stressing, even to the point of a Great Depression, yearning for a true connection. And my confession is that in the name of protection, I have often pushed many good people away. Oh, how I wish they would have stayed. But the perception was that I required no affection. So my isolation became a form of contraception, and disappointment was all that I was expecting. No point in reflecting upon the mistakes of the past. Those walls that we built, they were built to last, and last they did. Felt more like a prison bed than a life. Despite finding love and a wife, alone is how I often felt. Those were just the cards that I was dealt, but now a new hand is required. I'm inspired to reach a new destination, lay a new foundation, strive for my salvation. So here's my proclamation. I simply wish to be free. Free of your distrust, free of your anger, free of your fear, free of your doubt. I believe I have finally figured it out. The key is forgiveness for me. So I forgive me for not being tough enough, for not being smart enough, for not being man enough, for simply not being enough. I forgive me. So perhaps finally I can let me be who he created me to be. And that's free from thee.